Peace and love, peace and love, peace and love. Welcome back to the Soul Speaks podcast. Whew. Oh my goodness. I just want to say that we are in such a good energy right now. Like, we survived the full moon, child. And now we are heading to the new moon, and even though Scorpio season seems a little scary, I feel like it's gonna be the push we needed. You know, that's a fiery water sign. You know, I feel like we're gonna get the push that we needed, the push that we've been waiting for. Like, some pushes we need. Sometimes we be scared to go out there, but like one of the OGs said in a video that I watched, she said, you know, it's like when you're watching something and they like try to push somebody on the stage and they're like, go, it's your turn. And then when they get up there, they're like, singing all low. And then they're like, louder. And they're like, it's your time. Like, this is going back to Divinely Escorted, but this is also going back to the podcast of Fresh Prince and Princess. So I'm going to start out with, I'm going to start off with the energy, the crystal energy that I'm getting, that I kind of pulled. And then I'm going to get into my journal entry and just tie it all up, okay? So if you hear anything, you know it's my prince in the background. So anyway, we have 4 crystals that I pulled, and one is Ocean Agate. So abundance and perseverance. I have Angel Light, peace, serenity, and communication with angels. Howl Light, knowledge, patience, and awareness. And Moldavite, self-awareness, memory retention, transformation, and protection. So in Divine Escorted, I said that we were, you know, put up for protection. I see 222 right here. That's so cool. But we were put up for protection. And we pretty much has, you know, security guards around us, and they wasn't letting the ruckus get up on stage. And when we're walking through crowds, you know, they still protecting us. Nobody gonna touch us, right? So boom. Then it comes around and it's like God is telling us we are the Fresh Prince, we are the Fresh Princess. So pretty much we had to be, this is why we have the protection. This is why we have the bodyguards, because we had to be divinely escorted out of certain situations with certain people, certain places, certain things, certain mindsets, right? And even though we were fighting and no, we don't want to leave this person and leave that job, it was necessary because look, we in first class sipping orange juice out of a champagne glass, like, you know. So boom. I talked about in Fresh Prince and Princess that Will was his own self. He was true to himself. You know, when he went to the high school and everybody had to wear the uniform, he switched his jacket inside out and he had flavor. You know, he was true to himself. So I've been listening to this song lately, and normally when I listen to songs, I have like a playlist, but I listen to certain songs for a certain period of time. And they tell me different messages and stuff. And I'm going to tag the artist down below, but her name is Aya the Light, and the song is Be True. So like I said, I'm going to tag it below, but I'm going to just read a couple of the lyrics and, you know, bring this all together. So I just want to be myself. I don't want to lose myself. I know some things kill, but I just want to be true to who I am, yeah, who I am, yeah. So, boom. I don't really think that Will, and I think there was one episode, but I don't really think that Will wanted to be somebody else. He wanted to be himself, and he didn't really have like confidence issues. I don't think he was like, oh, well, I should be more like Carlton, and I should dress more like Carlton. Like, I think it was one episode or maybe 2, right? But he stayed 10 toes down about himself, as OG would say. Like, he stayed true to himself, and he didn't compromise himself. And even in school, when they tried to get him in trouble for turning his jacket inside out, eventually they just let him do it because he's his own person. He's authentic. He's not harming nobody with this, you know? And he has a spark and a light about him. And that creates other people to be more creative and vulnerable with themselves and how they perceive themselves, right? So boom, Aya in the song, she says, I just want to be me. I just want to be true to me, to you, at peace, being free, have fun, no holding on to what ain't serving no more. So our souls have really been calling out for a long time. I want to say probably for the last 3 or 4 years. Our souls have been calling out, wanting to be their true authentic selves. And, you know, we've had a lot of people in our lives that we had to cut off or distance ourselves from, or just a lot of mindsets that we had to clear, 555 right here, that we had to clear as we were, you know, going through the process. God had to really see, are you really down for me? Are you really going to listen to what I say? Are you really going to believe me when I tell you and show you that these people are not for you and that they will throw tomatoes and boo you anytime they get when they see you on stage? Or steal your money, like, you know what I mean? Like, be one of the sneak type managers and they stealing your money the whole time, or being that momager that really doesn't care about you and just cares about the success. So God was really like showing us within the last 3 or 4 years, but really within the last year or two, who really wasn't meant for us. And before, like the last 2 or 3 years, when we were going through different awakenings and different periods of our life where things were just a little bit tough, confusing, and a little bit foggy, our souls have been crying out and screaming, I just want to be myself, because others have really been projecting towards us, gaslighting us, manipulating us, and we haven't been able to fully understand what our soul was talking about, what our higher self was talking about, and even our inner child. Some of us, our inner child had to disappear for a minute because we weren't even listening. And so this is the energy of you being able to be your true authentic self, like really truly authentic self. What do you like for yourself? What do you love for yourself? What don't you like right now? What do you want to change? What can be adjusted? What can be tweaked? What needs to be permanently deleted? What needs to be put on a higher pedestal as far as like health, as far as like business, as far as saving? What is true to you? And being the aesthetic is not true to anybody. We're our own aesthetic, so we don't have to be the internet's aesthetic. Some people like TikTok because it's more raw content. Some people like Instagram because it's more clean cutter and like, we have to be really true to ourselves. We really have to speak the truth. We really have to be honest with ourselves. Because if we're not honest with ourselves about how we're feeling, it gets repressed, right? And then now we have all these extra reactions to the suppressed emotions. Now we have addictions. Now we have bad coping mechanisms. Now we just have outbursts. Now we're inconsiderate of people's feelings because really it's some repressed and suppressed things that are going on that should be let out so that we don't have a void. So we don't have heaviness or numbness, you know? Also, being our true self is allowing us to shed certain things, allowing us to understand that this is a period of shedding. This is a period of growing. This is a period of growing pains. I keep seeing, like on Instagram, things about snakes and serpents and lizards, and not in a bad way, but more of them shedding skin. They have periods where they shed skin, and you know, skin is built up. We don't see it. We don't see our skin shedding as much. We see dust, but we don't see it shedding as much. Like, imagine if we shed our whole body at one time. This is what this is like right now. This is a spiritual shedding and even a mental shedding. financial shedding, all of the things that we have learned from our parents and grandparents and all that stuff, especially if you have actually shed them in real life where you do not have contact with them mentally, physically, emotionally, or any of that. You shed that. You shed some past life karmic energy. You shed some false narratives that was told to you. You shed some false mindsets that were placed in your mind to keep you stuck. You've shed certain things. And it's needed. You don't see a snake not shedding unless they dead. So we're going to forever be shedding because we're forever growing. We're going to forever be true to ourselves. Our higher self is growing every single day. And so are we in this present moment. And so we have to be able to shed. Just like a hermit crab. Some of us were in hermit mode actually where we had to sit our ass down somewhere. Some of us were in a hermit mode where it was more mental, physical, financial, emotional, where we had to really get rid of the past. Don't allow it to keep replaying. You have to shed that memory, especially if they're not in your life anymore, especially if you have made the conscious and subconscious decision to not put yourself in positions to where you have to hold on to negativity of any kind. Hermit crabs shed their shell and we don't even see it happening. Honestly, I mean, I'm sure we can look it up on YouTube, but we don't really see it happening. We just see the old small shell somewhere and we see them in a bigger shell. And to be honest, that shell is way bigger than what they need. But they gonna grow into it. That's like God giving you a house that's like 6 bedrooms and you only need about a good 3 or 4. But you're gonna use it for something. One room gonna be an art studio. One room gonna be, hey look, you got options. You got space now to be your true authentic self in every space that you want. If you like painting, if you like singing, if you like dancing with a hula hoop, if you like doing a podcast, you like knitting, you can do all of that. This is the opportunity for you to be your true authentic self. Be yourself. Be true to you, to me. At peace. Be free. Have fun. No holding on to what ain't serving no more. Your soul has been ready for this moment, for you to get into your other shell, and not a shell that's going to withhold you and keep you in the dark and keep you scared and afraid of meeting other people. Nah, this is a shell that's going to allow you to open up yourself to other people. Be free. Another podcast I'm about to do next is about FOMO. Fear of missing out. But it ain't no more FOMO. No more FOMO. Okay? This new shell is allowing you to create things. So there's no more fear of missing out because you can create whatever you feel like you're missing out on. You have the opportunity to do so. You have the shell space. You have the new skin now. It's not about having tough skin. Now it's about having soft skin. Now. Because we didn't release what hurt us. We didn't release what people were stopping us from showing the world. We have released what has dimmed our light. Whether it's people, places, or things, mindsets, emotions, whatever. Traumas. We have let go of certain vocabulary words. Oh, I'm not afraid. Oh, I'm not fearful. I'm not anxious. I'm not broke. Love will find me. Certain things like that, you know? And when I started this podcast, it was 2:34 p.m. So I looked that up, and that means rebirth, regeneration, life cycles, and destiny. Keep on flowing and keep on growing. That skin is always going to grow. But guess what? At certain moments, in certain cycles, we need to regenerate ourselves. We need to rebirth ourselves. Let's not forget the stuff we used to do as a kid that we loved to do as a kid and we wanted to do as adults. We still have that time. Most of us are still young. And even if you old, you still young because you still here. This is the new destiny. We're creating it right now. I just told somebody the other day, we have the opportunity to paint whatever we want on this canvas. It's a new canvas. We have ended we have ended that certain series of that book. We now on the 10th book of the series. We ended that 9th book. We're on 10 now. Regenerating ourselves, being our authentic, true selves. Seeing ourselves as beautiful in all ways, no matter what we've been through, no matter what we have done. We have talked to God about certain things. And God is allowing us in this moment to be alive, to transform ourselves, to rebirth ourselves, to regenerate ourselves, to create different life cycles for the future life cycles that we are going to create. Create different destinies for yourself. Keep shedding that skin because you don't need to hold on to that PTSD when God is about to place you somewhere where you're going to be in fucking first class. Literally, or figuratively, or spiritually, or financially, whatever you want to do. So I just want to say that continue to be yourself. When you have the urge to say something, say it. I feel like it's a lot of throat chakra and solar plexus chakra activations going on. Because we are really speaking from the heart, because we have worked on the heart chakra. We worked on that in Virgo season. But this is a lot of speaking our truth, what we really value, and being confident in that. Stepping out confident no matter what. I want to pull a affirmation card. I'm going to pull an affirmation card, 1717. Be true. Be true. Fresh Princess Part 2. All right, what do you have for us? Peace and courage. I find the inner strength to face fear with confidence. Peace. I am a being of love and I release all negative energy. And failure was in reverse. I understand that a mistake is only an opportunity to learn. Oh, we done shed some skin. I know that I wrote recently, one of my new affirmations is, I have never been a failure. Y'all better start, we got to start changing the way we talk. And perseverance. Didn't I say perseverance for one of these? One of these crystal cards. Which one was it? Ocean Agate. Abundance and perseverance. The bottom of that, perseverance. I know that I can do whatever I set my mind to. Ooh, and love. I commit to the practice of seeing the good in all things. So, see the good in shedding this new skin. It may hurt, it may tug, it may be uncomfortable, it may be a little itchy. But God is setting you up for first class. Okay? So keep persevering. This is why you're here. This is why God kept you here. Stay courageous. I find the inner strength to face fear with confidence. This is the time to be ourselves without any fear. This is the time. Because it's a lot of us going through this. And we're not really going through anything. We're just shedding skin. We're shedding the falseness that we've once put on ourselves to be our true authentic selves. So, thank y'all for listening. Thank y'all for listening. I feel like I'm going to have a lot more. I don't think it's just going to be once a week. It just depends on what God tell me to do. So, I love y'all. Stay hydrated and continue to shed your skin. I forgot to mention right before I go that I was supposed to read my journal entry to this. And I'm glad because I had to come back and make sure it didn't sound all crazy. And I had to come back and reread this because I almost forgot. So, I just want to be myself. I don't want to lose myself. Man, this song right here. After a year of clearing out karmic cycles, I have been lost a little bit on how I feel about myself, who I truly am, what I truly desire. And going through hardships and betrayals will do that to you. Those pains, betrayals, and manipulations can alter the way you feel about yourself and what your purpose is here. This song really inspired me to remember the good qualities about myself before I went through the traumas, tribulations, and life-changing experiences. Some of those life-changing experiences had us in hermit mode, had us paranoid, had us unsure about life and where our divine team was taking us. But we have to always remember that we are in alignment. We are chosen. God chose us. And that's why we are here to tell our story, to authentically, divinely, and unapologetically be ourselves. No matter who wants us to fail, fall, or die, we are way stronger than their negative mindsets. We will not allow ourselves in this period of being in the unknown. We will not lose ourselves in this period of being in the unknown. Because honestly, the unknown is a great place for us to create from the ground up. The person you always dreamt to be, the spirit you desire to embody, the goals physically, mentally, and emotionally that you desire and will accomplish. We have to continue to stay true to ourselves. We have to make active efforts to make sure that we are not losing ourselves in business, in love, in the chaos that is going on around us. Our divine team created us to be exactly this. It is time for us to be true to ourselves. Okay. Peace and love, y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in.